Hi, my name is Ksenia and I'm a co-founder of Beyond Tech. We help people to get their global talent visas and relocate to UK. But relocation is only the beginning, and we actually tend to help people to assimilate in a country, to get into the community. We help to connect people with whoever they need, whether it's an employment opportunity or investor opportunity. It's important in my point of view because the visa to any country is just one step, but then you have to live there. You have to make sure that you actually enjoy the country, you understand the rules and whatever else, and that you meet your people. And that's why our services do not end with the person getting the global talent visa or global talent endorsement. We usually very supportive in the second stage of relocation, whether it can be finding schools, finding a perfect neighborhood or a city in London, and etc. So this is actually very important to us. Today I want to answer to the most frequently asked questions by our customers to be or by our customers already. At whatever stage these people are, they always have the same questions, so I'd be happy to answer those. Great question, and there is no one answer to that, and everybody thinks that we have sort of a super straight guideline or a checklist, like, hey, you need 1 kilo of that, 100 grams of those, and they're gonna be your whatever you're cooking. But it doesn't work that way. Whether you have an NDA or not, and actually most of us do, the answer depends on what type of projects we choose, okay? What is your position? What is the company? What have you accomplished? And how we gonna cover it in the documents? It's not like a set of examples, but I will give you some so you can actually compare and at least understand. But again, this is important, when we give examples, whether in words or people ask sometimes, hey, can you send us a reference, a document, how it looks? Usually when people look at it or hear it, they're like, we are never going to build it. So that's why I hate examples, but I understand the question. So if you are let's say a software developer, and somehow you are responsible for infrastructure, then most likely, besides the wording explanation of your achievements and results and etc., we're gonna ask you to recreate closer to the reality the infrastructure layout, for example, right? And or we're gonna ask you to give us parts of the code that are relative to that infrastructure. For example, if you are a product manager and you didn't take any data when you left the company of 4 years ago, which is normal again, then we ask you to, again, depending on the project that we're describing, we might ask you, and we had such a case, when our client, a brilliant man, actually recreated all the metrics that he was responsible for. And he did an amazing job. He recollected the metrics before he came, when he was in the company, and a little bit after he left. So we showed like this line, how the metrics and the product and the company's results improved thanks to his work. It doesn't really matter what you do. It doesn't really matter whether you're covered with the NDA, probably you are. We will find a solution how to make it work. Plus, we will have an NDA, and you have an NDA with Technation as well. So everybody is bounded by the NDA. And Technation cannot really disclose anything. And sometimes I really joke with clients or my team. A funny story that I usually tell, that the only organization that should be hacked is the Technation, because they have so much information on everyone, like on every project, every product, every major company or startup that just gained investment and they're doing innovation. But again, you don't have to spill the beans on everything that you do, but you have to be credible, you have to be persuasive in what you're describing, and your story, your project should actually align your whole career track, your whole story, because it doesn't matter what you do, whether you're covered by NDA or not. In the end of the day, they're reading about you, who you are, what you've done, what distinguishes you from hundreds of other professionals in tech. So don't get so caught up at the very beginning of, oh my God, what I'm going to do, I'm under NDA. I think if you think about it too much, then you might never get to the point of getting global talent visa. So just relax. Usually that happens in, again, hedge funds, Meta, probably Amazon, and large corporations. It actually depends on how we are building the whole narrative about you. This is not only about your work and your company, it's mostly about what you represent, what you care about, what are you good at. For example, you can work in some major corporations that everybody knows, and you're gonna be building, I don't know, tech products, whatever. Simultaneously, you may be interested in something totally different, like you're building distributed systems, and simultaneously you love AI and you're creating something on a side. And we actually can go that route. That's number one. Number two, actually can really not mention that you work for the company. I mean, the name of the company, we can say, hey, this is Peter. He works at number top 3 company in the world or something like that. And we can include your role, for instance. Plus, don't forget, please, that extracurricular doesn't always have to be public. For example, we have partners who actually teach kids math, and we can, if you are great in math, we can ask you and go and collaborate with them, right? If you have nothing to do with math, that's totally fine as well. I'm sure we will find a solution and the partner how to build your public track and not disclose the company information. So don't worry about that, because again, your public track is not 100% public, and this is what makes it work. And that one I love most of all, actually. You have no idea how many times the clients will come to us and the first words of their mouth would be, hey, my friend is a talent. I'm not, but I really want to do the global talent visa, or at least understand whether I'm eligible. And at the same time, I'm looking at the CV of that person. He can do amazing things with amazing results, but for some reason, they don't feel like they're talent. I'm sitting in front of a person who actually got the global talent visa. We spoke like yesterday about same thing. This is what I love about our work, is that we help people to understand and see who they really are, what they've done for the companies, for the industry. And actually, I told Kate yesterday that in my opinion, if you work for tech company, if you are a business applicant or tech applicant, you are eligible, because there are 100 ways that we can make it work, because we never fit you into the criteria. We do the other way around. We fit the criteria towards your track, or sometimes we don't even look at the criteria, because everybody who we worked with or work with right now, they are super talented people. As long as we go beyond projects, accomplishments, we always try to see the silver lining to the whole person career. And this is what we emphasize the most, right? Through the projects, of course, but this is what we do. We don't try to see, hey, you don't have 1 million something, money or clients, and that's fine. But I'm sure we'll find something to make you stand out. And this is what drives me the most, because in the end of the day, when you spoke with your team, you checked couple of well, not couple, but a lot of a lot of documentation and everything else. What keeps me going is knowing that thanks to our work, our clients get not only global talent visas, but they actually become more self-aware, more sure of who they are in the corporate world. They understand more clearly what they want to accomplish, what job they want to pursue. They get better CVs. They learn to pitch themselves at the investment meetings or employee, whatever job hunting process. So do not get carried away by friends who have Forbes or other tier one media coverages, or they have built amazing products, or they worked in great companies. Trust me, I mean, we worked with a lot of different companies, Meta, like Facebook, Instagram, Amazon, Google, a bunch of blockchain, huge companies. It just sometimes we think that these products and the people that are building those, they are better than yourself, but it's not true. Sometimes these products are Excel sheets, and it's true. I'm sorry, but it is. Sometimes you see a person working in Meta, whatever dimension, Facebook, Instagram, doesn't really matter, WhatsApp, but you see their previous track and they were more happy there than they are right now here. And they were doing much more complex work and they were so happy with themselves, rather than now when they're working for a top tier company in the world and they're like, we're just doing basic stuff. So don't judge somebody else's case. You never know what they actually enclosed in their documents. You have no idea how they explain the whole thing. And even if they show you, it maybe they would omit some of the documents so you don't see them. I don't know. So just think about yourself. If you really want to go to London, to US, France, I don't know, whatever country, just choose your way and just go. Just don't listen to anybody, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how other people got their global talent visas. What matters is, do you want to step on that road and go through the preparation track, dig deep to your processes and career, and become a little bit different person, I would say. Because when you get the global talent visa, for example, for UK, this is what we do. The actual UK will tell you, we congratulate you, right? We're satisfied to endorse you as a talent. I think that's a great reminder. We actually had a client, a lot of clients tell us this, but I remember that one because it was one of the first. It was an amazing, and still is, an amazing person, amazing professional. And I remember that during the case preparation, I would always tell him that you are great, you're so talented, you're super professional, you did this, and that. And once we received his global talent visa, he texted me like, hey, Ksenia, you don't have to tell me that I'm talented enough because UK told me so already. I will put it in a frame and I will hang it on a wall. So I think this is what we do. When we work with our clients, I personally do not work only for their global talent visas. I work to make them feel better, more assured, and have that feeling that, hey, I'm accomplished that much. So don't anyone stop you from getting what you want. Personal brand, reels, and that would be amazing. No, really, you can do it. Okay, jokes aside, the good thing is you don't have to be a blogger or you don't have to be a creator to get the global fund visas, I mean, for UK. It is not really public, as I said. It's mostly extracurricular things you do outside your work, for free, basically. Or you can say that it's for free, and you're doing it to enrich your tech community. It can be writing articles, it can be about teaching someone, mentoring, advising, maybe helping some nonprofits, maybe organizing meetups or creating tasks for, I don't know, for data scientists, or getting a bunch of renowned tech experts and make them teach, I don't know, those who are at the beginning of their path. So knowing that you don't have to have like followers on Instagram or something. Sometimes when they want to reject the case, they may use everything against you. Sometimes using your social media as part of public track or extracurricular may play a bad joke with your case, but sometimes it actually helps. So again, 0 followers, totally fine. There are multiple ways to get your extracurricular done, so don't get discouraged of the fact that you don't have any public track. Plus, once our client told me a story and it kind of stuck with me. People who actually work on a product and who deliver great results, they, in the majority of the cases, they will not have extracurricular at all. And they would call those people silent ninjas because they're silent, but they're really ninjas in what they do, and who speak not always really that great at their work. So sometimes when I see that the person's so discouraged by the fact that they have nothing to show, I usually say that, hey, that's totally normal. You're a silent ninja. 8 out of 10 of our clients has none of the extracurricular. And this is why we're here and we're helping build that track with our partners. That's all you need to know. All right, about signatories. That is an amazing question. Why? Because actually, my advice would be, please, not even for your case, but for your life, start speaking to people, start making connections, and actually maintain them. This is a great advice for myself as well, because I'm super bad at that. Well, maybe not super, but bad. I'm getting my way. If we're talking about your case, not every signatory has to be someone you worked with within the companies that you use to cover your case, and that's totally fine. Plus, this is what TechNation wants now, and this is what we started to do, I think, almost from the very beginning. We would bring 1 or 2 signatories outside of the work that our clients presented in the case, to become sort of an objective voice and to say that, hey, yeah, we didn't work together, but I know this, and that, and this is amazing. Actually, this is true that was always true for science track. If you're a science candidate and the endorsing body in your case is going to be, let's say, Academy of Engineering, and you're exceptional talent, you would need to present 2 letters, one from someone who knows your work and the second one from someone who doesn't know your work. I think this is amazing because people who you work with can be biased, and someone who you didn't work with can be that honest beacon of light for endorsing body to see, oh, okay, they say that, I should trust that. So don't afraid to bring somebody from outside. What we do when our clients don't have signatories, or they have, but the signatories decide not to sign at the very last minute, then we search for signatories. That's what we do. We actually analyze who we need, what we want those people to say, and we connect those people. We actually, make those connections work, and we get the signatory. So yeah, don't, if, again, as I said, don't be afraid to ask. And if you work with us, then most likely we'll find someone to sign your letters. For that one, I'll start with the team and then I'll go to the expertise. I love that question as well. It's just like my favorite. We have a very diverse team who actually had almost nothing or nothing to do with tech. We have linguists in the team, legal, political science, science, editors, yeah. And who else? Marketing. So basically, like, and I have nothing to do with tech. Almost, anyway. I worked at product, with products and building them, but you know what? I think the answer to that is actually about our expertise, is the ability to ask questions. Sometimes when you think that they're silly questions, we ask them. And by asking the questions, by doing the research, rather thorough research, we create the cases. Actually, again, yesterday I just told the story, the beginning of my career, when I had to build work trick cases for US visas, and they were very similar to what we do now. We actually had to prove that we need those engineers in Wichita or Tulsa or whatever else to build the planes, like Section 15 or Pylon or anything else. And I was just graduating from the university, international relations. I knew nothing about planes except for flying them. And when I had to build the structure for creating cases, I actually spoke to people. I would come to engineer and I would say, "Hey, what do you do? How do you do it? Why it is important to do what you're doing?" And they would be like, "This is not already my question. Go to my manager." I would go to their manager and I would say, "Okay, your person, whoever it is, design engineer, stress engineer, they're doing that. Why it is important for the project? What would happen if they don't do their job right?" And in this way I would collect the story that would cover company, industry, person, whoever else, and we would win the cases. So this is actually what we do. And the more we do that, I once heard, when you want to become interior engineer, or yeah, you have to look through and actually learn from outer world. And the more you observe, the better you become. And this is true for what we do. This year we actually had a super difficult case. Founder of the fintech company, he once told us on the call, like, "I don't want to speak with you. Who are you?" Like, bring somebody else on a team. And I'm like, "Well, dude, you can definitely talk to me." And this is actually an advantage, because when you talk to someone who knows what you're doing, or someone in your profession, you guys will speak your language and you won't explain it in a simplistic yet sophisticated way. And this is what we do, because in the guideline, I hate it, but there is one line. Overall guideline is bullshit, but there is one line that actually makes everything work. I don't remember how it says, what it says exactly, but the meaning of it, that words matter. It matters how you stylistically write, what word selection you have, whether you make your document to verbiage or not, or you stay succinct in what you're doing. So actually linguistics in this way sounds like a perfect partner in crime. That's why when you talk to us, we start, of course, we dig and we do our homework, we research, we try to understand what you're doing on one hand. On the other hand, we know what the endorsing body wants, what they're reading for, and etc. And we make that happen. We explain in more simple words what you're doing, how it is applicable for the industry, how you actually advance the industry, and why it is important for you to get the global talent visa. So don't try to choose someone who knows what you're doing. Always, always, always choose people who ask questions. Like, can you please describe what it means? And is there a connection between work that you've done 2 years ago and what you're doing today? Oh, there is. Cool. What the growth process you came through. Just choose someone who is not shy and capable to ask you a bunch of questions. Some of them will stick, some of them not. But the same as with strategy, with case strategy, when we work on it, it's like a ping pong game. I mean, you're like, oh, is that project seems like a big one? And the answer might be yes, or the answer might be no. And then we are just collecting those beads and we create a beautiful necklace, if I might say. This is what the most important. Don't choose someone based on their background. Choose someone who talks to you, asks questions, and does an impeccable research. About the team and the cases. Basically, the whole team is very diverse with their background, with their personalities and locations, etc. But with that, we have sort of the core ethics of the team. Love what we do. We stay curious all the time. We tend to explore as much as we can to learn more about tech, about science, and everything else. We also, what we do, we build sort of accountability and trust in the team. And we know that if somebody does this job, they're doing really great. Why I'm telling you this is that the team matters. And with that team, we actually built more than 70 cases and we won around 70 of them. Do you know why you need a team? Because the team will tell you, you are great. Do you know why we need a team? Because the team will tell us, you are great. This is what actually is happening right now. I super believe in our team, in everybody who works with us inside, who work with our clients' cases. And I know that we're so really amazing. When we were just starting, I always wanted to see the response from the market, like whether we're doing this right or not. And what type of documents everybody else does. And then we received a case from a person who did the work with somebody else on the market, and they brought the documents in. I read them and I had such a relief because at that point I knew that we are doing really, really, really high quality work with the documents, with wording, with the attention to detail, and etc. So I really love what we do. I love our team. My co-founder is great. And I think she knows about London everything that you ever will need to know. I think this is what makes us stand out. Throughout more than 2 years, we've built more than 70 cases for different people. CEO, CTO, founders, blockchain, fintech, health tech, edtech, edutech, biotech, I don't know, really anything, machine learning, AI, whatever else. I won't be able to even pronounce some of the words of what people accomplished and the project they did, like neural convolutional networks, whatever. Sorry, I know I pronounced it wrong, but we did so much. We gained trust of so many different people from so many different companies. And I love that. I know we're really great. And if you come to us, that would be your right choice. And you are going to be in right hands.